All right, so let's get to the Ryan Day side of this. Maurice Claret. Terrell
within
Pryor.
like 2 hours. No, Maurice Claret was tweeted like before, like, all right, we believe in you, Ryan Day. Let's go out there and do it. 2 hours later, Maurice is like, he got to go.
What? Yeah. Maurice Claret, Terrell Pryor, Bud. It
really
names, capital N names from the Ohio State family are coming out. And while Urban Meyer on the Fox desk, he did everything but put him on the hot seat, because he said like, is there any, like job security, like no job security issues at all, but is there pressure? Absolutely. He lives in Columbus. His family lives in Columbus, and you're the Ohio State football coach, and yada, yada, yada. Like, laid out all these reasons why Ryan Day's life after losing to Michigan for a third straight year is just not going to be welcome. And it is bananas, because the man has 7 losses and 55 wins. But the problem is that he is 1-6 against AP top 5 opponents.
Yeah, like what his last 4 losses have been to Michigan and Georgia. Like, I mean, he sucks. He can't beat Michigan and Georgia.
1-6 against AP top 5 opponents. Again, like the 7 losses, 55 wins.
I mean, look, I thought it was a bit last year when Tom suggested it, but Tom lives in Big Ten country, so like maybe this is the attitude of more Ohio State fans than I realize.
This is,
however,
go ahead.
Gene Smith's still the AD, right?
No, he's outgoing though.
He's going out. Yeah.
Is the new AD an adult?
No, they haven't decided it. That is
a baby.
Okay, so we're gonna get an interim AD. I will ask you guys this question, because, like, look, clearly this is a thing among fans, and maybe it's a thing among big enough boosters, but I kind of doubt it. But I mean, heck, like Ohio State's kind of an automatic, like you're not born on third base, but like you are sort of born with 8 wins.
They're never bad.
You're right, exactly. Although Fickle was bad that one year, but it was kind of a weird situation. Like it wasn't really his fault. Who in their right mind is going to take this job? Who you would actually want to take this job if you fire a guy because his record against top 5 teams is not very good? Like, I get it if you were Ohio State, you're like, man, you got a pretty bad record against top 25 teams, but top 5. I mean,
this is the thing that I think, and I've kind of dealt with this as long as I have followed this sport, because there is a perception outside of like Big Ten country, because the Big Ten hasn't won a national title in a lot, like Ohio State won in 2014, but really for the most part, like this is a sport that has been dominated by the Southeast for a very long time. Ohio State the fan base is every bit as delusional as Texas A&M. The only difference is they've actually have success. Michigan's fan base is crazy too. They are both insane. They both have unrealistically high expectations. The only difference between them is how they react to failure. Ohio State just kind of, grabs its pitchforks and goes to burn stuff down. Michigan pretends they no longer care and they're above it when the team is bad. But it really, inside, it just burns them really bad. Because then as soon as they're good again, it's like, all right, we're the best in the world. We do things the right way. Or the, whatever. It's just, so they are both insane. Penn State fans are insane. Michigan State fans, to a certain degree, are insane. Their boosters are just as insane as a lot of other, like the Big Ten doesn't get the same kind of crazy, stupid reputation that a lot of SEC programs do, but it exists. And it really exists in Columbus, where they are nuts. And I say that with affection.
Yeah,
they are out of their GD minds when it comes to
we all know
this
what they look like
program.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. And nothing gets them angry. Like, and this goes back to what I was saying. We were talking about this a year ago. The goal is to win the Big Ten. They want to win national titles. That's all great. But you cannot if you lose that, if you're not winning the Big Ten or winning national titles, that's fine as long as you are beating Michigan. And it is the same on Michigan's side. It's fine as long as you are beating Ohio State. When you're not, when you've lost 3 straight, they hate you. And that's the thing. Like, I don't think Ohio State is going to fire Ryan Day. I think Ohio State would be out of its damn mind to fire Ryan Day because, okay, go find the coach who can beat Georgia regularly. I'd love to meet him. But, like, I don't know if Ryan Day wants to put up with this crap anymore. Like, it is, like what Urban was saying, it is an incredible amount of pressure that is put on your shoulders in that job when you're not beating Michigan, when you're not getting done what the fans want you to get done. He's got to live there, man. His kids go to school there. This is like their life. I don't know if he's going to stick around. I don't.
He named that room in his pint house his record against Michigan. Urban Meyer at Urban Meyer's. Urban Meyer in his pint house has a room that is named for his undefeated record against Michigan.
Is the pint house the bar with the grabby bar?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Where you go to the bar and ask for 2 fingers.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
No, like it is so absurd to approach this because that is the answer. The answer is Ryan Day is under immense pressure, even though his win percentage and his record against everybody in the Big Ten that is not named Michigan. I guess, yeah, he hasn't lost to Penn State either. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Isn't he undefeated against every Big Ten opponent not named Michigan? Because it's Oregon.
Yeah, his 3 losses have all been to Michigan.
We can sit here and count.
Has to be.
Yeah, we can sit here and count Ryan Day's losses, and we're still talking about. I mean,
Michigan.
Wild. Yeah, 3 losses to Michigan. You've got the Oregon regular season loss. You've got the Georgia loss, and you've got the Clemson semifinal loss in the 2019 season, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's nuts.
It's nuts.
This game is that important to these people.
Like, it absolutely is important. And with how the Big Ten was this year and how some of the Big Ten was last year, I get it. Like, if you want to say, hey, I want to judge Ryan Day on like a 2 or 3 game season, that's not unreasonable, right? Because there are a certain level of athlete you kind of have to play with Ohio State. And that has to be paired with at least passable quarterback play, which, this year especially, some of the opponents didn't really have. But man, like, we're talking about like 2 or 3 coin flip games against top 5 teams. Like, this guy was a field goal away from a national title last
Georgia,
year.
Yep.
And it wasn't like fluky. This will be an important AD hire for Ohio State.
Yeah.
We'll find out who runs that place.
And like, as we're about to hit the break and get into 4th and a mile and so much more that we have to get into from this week on the field and in the coaching carousel, my prediction is that Ryan Day is not going to get fired. But Ryan Day, his stock price is high enough that he could survey the landscape and find a position with less immediate pressure and urgency than what he would face in Columbus.
And you want a great job where you won't feel any pressure? Pretty sure the Los Angeles Chargers are going to be hiring this offseason. You want to just go call football plays, be rich, and live in a great house, not have anybody care what you do? Bam, there you go.
Yeah, that's the other thing is, we got a lot of time. NFL coaching cycle gives us a second wind here in the back half of the season.